Hi everyone, and welcome to Weather News with J7409, the name you know, the news you can use. Before I go any further, if it's your first time here and you're into the weather and you like to keep up with what's going on, please click subscribe in the lower right hand bottom corner, click the bell, and make sure that you get all the latest in weather news, tropical updates, forecast, and weather alerts. Thank you very much. And before we start, I'm sure a lot of you have heard today, but for those of you who haven't, there was another school shooting today. This in just outside of Houston, Texas. I believe the high school was called the Santa Fe High School. I could be wrong on that, but it was just outside of Houston, Texas. It was a high school, and 8 people were killed. And yesterday, this was a very tragic accident. In New Jersey, a dump truck run head on into a school bus. Latest update that I've heard, 2 were killed and over 40 were injured, some very critically. Now, on with the weather. Here we go. All right, we have the latest GFS run. This is pretty accurate for the weather in general, so we will turn it on. Courtesy of Tropical Tidbits, here we go. We have a upper level energy, and it's over the middle lower Mississippi Valley, and it's going to slowly move northeastward to the Ohio Valley while weakening by tomorrow evening. Now, the system will produce rain and thunderstorms over parts of the lower middle Mississippi Valley, eastward to the mid-Atlantic and the southeast by this afternoon. Now, the rain and thunderstorms will move northward into the Great Lakes northeast while continuing over Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlantic, and southeastern states through tomorrow evening, right on into Sunday. Where I live, I have a chance of rain every day through next Tuesday. Meanwhile, we have a second area of upper level energy, and it's associated with a deep upper level trough over the Great Basin into the northern plains, and it will produce a region over rain and thunderstorms over parts of the northern high plains and parts of the northern central plains in the upper Mississippi Valley that will continue over parts of the region through tomorrow night. In addition, with the heating, it's going to aid in producing showers and thunderstorms over parts of the southern and central high plains during the late afternoon today and late evening, right on through late tomorrow night. A third region of upper level energy over the Pacific Northwest will be a quasi-stationary over the area through tomorrow night into Sunday. And the energy from that will aid in producing mainly rain and a few embedded thunderstorms over parts of the interior Pacific Northwest into parts of the northern Rockies, Great Basin through tomorrow. Additional showers and thunderstorms also should develop over parts of the Sierra late tomorrow afternoon, running through late tomorrow night. Looking at the current updated map of watches and warnings over the lower 48 and other areas, look here, up in Maine, this blue and dark blue, this is freeze warnings and this is freeze advisories. Going to get chilly up in Maine. Other than that, flood warnings and flood advisories all the way down to western North Carolina, all the way up when we get up to New Jersey, Delaware, southeastern Pennsylvania, all parts over here of Washington, D.C., central Maryland, northern Virginia, and east-west Virginia. Over here, West Virginia, you can see right here, we come up in here, eastern Virginia, southern Maryland, and northeast North Carolina. And we do have a few that is down here in central South Carolina. Over here, red flag warnings for western Texas and southeastern New Mexico. We have the flood warnings going on for southern Wyoming and western Nebraska, as well as up in Montana here for central Montana and the Great Falls area. And we have an advisory over here in eastern Washington state and northern Idaho for flooding. So with all this rain and more to come, my friends, be aware of what's going on around you. We will close this out today with the NAM model in effect. This is the one a lot of your local weathermen use for their forecast. This is showing the exact type of precipitation, where it should be, and how it should go. So we'll turn it on right quick. Looking at this afternoon, right now it's around 6 p.m. It's rain, 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 with just a little bit of snow coming down in Montana. Looks like it's going to be a rainy weekend for a lot. We'll hop up to around Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Some of that snow's up in Canada. Hey, Rhea, for all of my Canada friends up there, rain and snow going on. We see that rain moving up this way where those freeze watches and warnings in Maine are. We'll see maybe if it does turn to snow. Who knows? It might with those warnings out, but then again, it might not. It might stay rain. Over here, of course, we have in Nebraska some rain. Down in Colorado, rain. Pretty heavy rain bands up in Nebraska and Colorado, with some snow in Colorado over in this area. Now we're up to 8 p.m. tomorrow evening. As we see everything move right along, we'll hop over to Sunday morning around 4 a.m. It looks like most of this stayed rain up in Maine. Very, very cold rain, I would say, but that's what it's looking like. We'll have to wait and see if that's what's going to pan out. Now we're up to Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Things begin to clear out some. Still very cloudy skies. We do have that chance with these storms coming up from Mexico into Texas. Some of these could turn into thunderstorms. We'll keep our eyes on them for some severe thunderstorms if they happen to pop up in that area. And now we are up to, right now, 6 p.m. on Sunday. This is as far as it goes, and this is what it's looking like. So, everybody have a great weekend. I don't know how many of you are excited about watching Prince Harry marry Meghan tomorrow. That should be a sight. That should be pretty cool. I mean, you know, Harry seems like a pretty good dude to me. I like Harry. But anyway, all kind of things are going on. And for all the people in Hawaii, I have not forgot you either. I keep up with this every day as I get reports in. Yesterday, as a matter of fact, I called Hawaii twice and talked with people. Okay? There's not a whole lot you can say except, you know, it's happening, people. It's happening. That's about it. So far as the sodium dioxide warnings going out, they were still at a low level, except for little children, people who have heart disease or lung problems like asthma, things like that, in certain areas, not for the entire state. When I spoke with them yesterday, it could have been a whole lot higher than what it was, but they're putting this out for precautionary reasons, and I can see why, as this stuff is floating all over the air. The largest chunk that came out night before last when it blew was 2 feet wide, and when it fell to the ground, part of it broke, and there was a 1/4 of an inch of ash for many miles on the ground and on rooftops. So that's a quick update on that. When I get more information on it or something more up to date, I'll be sure and put that out. Everybody have a great weekend. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell, comment, upvote, thumbs up, all this good stuff you do for me. I appreciate it. May each of you have a good day, a wonderful weekend, and much peace and love to all.